All right, let's dive in. Today, we are talking about the absolute powerhouse vitamins that fuel the most demanding, most important organ you have, your brain. We're talking about the B complex, a whole group of micronutrients whose main job is basically to pay your brain's massive energy bill so you can think, feel, and just function at your best.
So let's start with the fact that might actually surprise you. The 3-pound organ sitting between your ears, it is, by a long shot, the most energy-hungry part of your entire body.
I mean, the scale of this is just staggering. Think about it for a second. Your brain is only 2% of your body weight, but it chews through a full 20% of your daily energy. Every single thought you have, every memory you form, every little command it sends out, all of it requires this constant, immense supply of power. And that's, right there, leads us to the big question for today. How in the world does this tiny organ sustain such an incredible, nonstop demand for energy? Well, the answer involves a team of unsung heroes. So let's meet the support team that makes all this possible, the B complex vitamins. And this isn't just one vitamin. It's actually a group of 8 essential nutrients that are way, way more powerful when they all work together.
So here they are, the whole family. 8 distinct water-soluble vitamins. You've got everything from thiamine all the way down to cobalamin. Each one has its own special job, but as we're about to see, their real magic comes from how they function as one cohesive unit inside our cells.
Okay, so this is the crucial part, understanding their job title. B vitamins are what we call coenzymes. The best way to think about them is like the keys to a car. The car's engine is an enzyme, and it has all this potential. But without the B vitamin key to turn the ignition, that engine is just a hunk of metal. It's not going anywhere. These keys make things happen. So how do these keys actually work? Let's look at their first and probably most famous job, being the essential workers on the cellular assembly line that produces all of our energy. You can basically split their work into 2 big categories. The first is catabolic metabolism. Think of this as deconstruction. It's all about breaking down the carbs, fats, and proteins you eat into usable fuel. Then you have anabolic metabolism, which is all about construction, using that energy to build everything your body and brain need to survive and thrive. So here's that deconstruction process in a nutshell. Step 1, you eat. That provides the raw materials. Step 2, the B vitamins jump in as those essential keys, those coenzymes to fire up the machinery. And what's the final product? The single most important molecule for energy in your entire body. And that molecule is called ATP. You can think of ATP as the universal energy currency. It's like cash for your cells. Every single thing they do, from a muscle contracting to a neuron firing in your brain, has to be paid for with ATP. And your brain, with its enormous energy bill, is incredibly thirsty for the stuff. The B vitamins are absolutely essential to keep production running 24/7. But you see, just generating the fuel is only half the story. Now let's look at their second job, the construction side of things, which is every bit as critical for a healthy, high-functioning brain. In this role, B vitamins are basically the brain's architects and its maintenance crew. I mean, look at this list. They're involved in building our literal DNA, repairing cell damage, and protecting our precious nerve cells. And, this is huge, they help create the very neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine that literally govern how we feel and focus every single day. Now, a big part of any good maintenance crew's job is taking out the trash and handling hazardous byproducts. And for the brain, one of the most important substances that needs to be managed is something called homocysteine. And this really shows you the critical balance that's at play. When you have enough of vitamins B6, B9, and B12, your body can effectively recycle this homocysteine, keeping it at safe, healthy levels. But when you don't have enough, homocysteine starts to build up. And at high levels, it becomes what we call neurotoxic. It actively damages your brain cells and dramatically raises the risk for serious issues like cognitive decline. Okay, so we've seen how this whole beautifully tuned system is supposed to work, but what happens when that B vitamin support crew is understaffed? What's the real-world cost when you have a deficiency? Well, the consequences are anything but trivial. A lack of specific B vitamins is directly linked to some severe neuropsychiatric conditions. For instance, a thiamine deficiency can lead to memory loss and confusion. Not enough niacin can actually present as dementia and anxiety. And deficiencies in B6, B9, and B12 are all tied to depression and cognitive impairment.
So we're not just talking about feeling a little tired here, we're talking about the fundamental health and integrity of your nervous system.
So, after looking at both energy production and brain construction, what is the single most important thing to get your head around when it comes to the B vitamin complex? It really comes down to clearing up this very common myth. People think B vitamins give you energy. They don't. They don't contain energy themselves, like calories in food. They aren't the fuel. The crucial point, the fact, is that they are the key that unlocks the fuel. Without them, all that energy in the food you eat just stays locked away, inaccessible to your cells, especially those incredibly hungry brain cells. And that brings us right back to this idea of teamwork. This quote really captures the whole essence of the B complex. They work synergistically. It's a fancy word, but it just means the team is way more powerful than any single player. That's exactly why just taking a huge dose of one B vitamin isn't the solution. An imbalance can actually create more problems and lead to the exact energy failure you were trying to prevent. Balance is everything. So we'll leave you with this final thought. This connection between B vitamins, the energy your brain needs to survive, and your overall mental health isn't just a casual link. It's a fundamental biological synergy. And so the real question to ask yourself is this vital support system even on your radar?